Thumbelina cherry blossom. Once upon a time, a woman longed desperately for a child, a kind which gave her a magical barley corn seed. She planted it in a flower pot, and soon a beautiful tulip bloomed. When the woman kissed its petals, the flower burst open, and sitting inside was a tiny, perfect little girl, no bigger than a thumb. She was named Thumbelina. Thumbelina slept in a walnut shell, sailed in a tulip petal across a bowl of water, and sang with the sweetest voice anyone had ever heard. Life was wonderful until one night an ugly toad crept through the window and carried her away, hoping to make the tiny girl a bride for her equally ugly son. The toad placed Thumbelina on a lily pad in the middle of a stream so she couldn't escape. But the fish beneath the water felt sorry for her. They chewed through the lily pad's stem, setting it free, and the current carried Thumbelina far, far away. She floated downstream and eventually came ashore in a beautiful forest, where she lived among the flowers through the warm summer. A friendly butterfly even pulled her little leaf boat along, but then a large beetle swooped down and carried her off into the trees. The other beetles teased him. She only has 2 legs. How ugly. And so, embarrassed, he abandoned poor Thumbelina alone in the woods. Thumbelina survived alone all summer, eating nectar and drinking dew. But when autumn came, the forest grew bare and cold. Shivering and starving, she wandered until she found the tiny door of a field mouse who lived beneath the earth. The kind mouse took her in and gave her food and warmth in exchange for housekeeping and storytelling. The mouse had a rich neighbor, a mole. But Thumbelina's heart sank at the thought of living underground forever, never seeing the sun or the sky. While walking through the mole's tunnel, Thumbelina found a swallow lying cold and still on the ground. She believed him dead, but she tucked a blanket of hay around him out of kindness. Geese. That night, she pressed her ear to his chest and heard a faint heartbeat. All winter, in secret, she nursed him back to health. When spring came, the swallow was strong again. He invited Thumbelina to fly away with him to warm lands. But she didn't want to upset the kind field mouse and said goodbye with a heavy heart. Summer passed. The mole set their wedding date for autumn. On the last day before she was to go underground forever, Thumbelina stepped outside to say farewell to the sun. Suddenly, she heard a familiar twitter above her. The swallow had come back. This time, Thumbelina didn't hesitate. She climbed onto his back, and together they soared up into the bright blue sky. The swallow carried her to a warm, sunny land filled with shining white flowers. He set her gently down on the largest bloom, and there, inside it, sat a tiny man with a golden crown and delicate wings. He was the flower fairy prince, the spirit of that blossom. He was instantly enchanted by Thumbelina and asked her to be his queen. The flower fairies gave her beautiful wings, and she was crowned their queen. The swallow sang the happiest song of his life before flying back north for the summer. And Thumbelina, who had been carried off, abandoned, and nearly buried underground, had finally found the place where she truly belonged.